Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Being ACCA. This is Tushita Gupta, ACCA affiliate, and in this video I'm bringing to you people the second case study that we have with the PM pre-June mock of 2026. We have already done the first case study of section B, that was Fit Company, in the previous video. Now in this video we are solving the second case study of section B, that is the Real Pie Company. So these are questions 21 to 26 that we will be discussing together. So have a look at the question that's being given to you. The Real Pie Company makes three types of pie: beef, chicken, and vegetable. The costs and revenues as well as the demand for each of the three pies have been given to us. So selling price, material cost, labor cost, and then information about how much of units do we make in one batch. So we make 30, 30, and 30 units per batch of these pies, and the maximum demand is also given to us: 120, 120, and 90. The pies are made in batches using three sequential processes: weighing and chopping, mixing and finishing, and then finally baking. The products must be produced in their batch sizes but are sold as individual units. So that means if I want to make 29 beef pies or 29 chicken pies, that's not possible. I have to prepare one single batch. That way 30 will be produced. So it's not possible to partially produce the pies. Further, it's been told to me that each batch of the pies require the following amount for time of the three processes. So there were three processes. We are given with hours that are needed per batch. The baking stage of the process is done in 3 ovens, which can be used for 8 hours a day, a total of 24 hours available per day. Ovens have a capacity of 1 batch per bake, regardless of the product type. So in one baking that you do in the oven, only 1 batch can go in. The availability of the 2 other processes vary on each day. The Real Pie Company uses throughput accounting and considers all costs other than material to be factory costs, which do not vary with the production. So throughput accounting is being used. So apart from material, everything else is considered to be factory cost. So the very first requirement asks you that on Monday, the Real Pie Company has these resources available. Which of the 3 processes, if any, is a bottleneck activity? So basically, bottleneck means anything which you need in a certain quantity, but you don't have enough of it. So you have the resource, but you don't have enough of it. That is what we will find out, that which of the 3 processes is going to be a bottleneck, or there is also an option that there will be no bottleneck. So for that, we need to find out how much time do we need on all of these resources. So for that, I need to know that how much is the number of batches that I will have to make to fulfill my maximum demand. So if you people have a look over here, it's been given to you that beef pies have a maximum demand of 120, and in one batch I'm making 30 units. That means I want to make 4 batches for beef, 4 batches. The calculation is the same for chicken, and when it comes to the vegetable, it's 90 over 30. That means I want to manufacture 3 batches. So beef, chicken, and then for the vegetable, so the requirement that I have is 4 batches, 4 batches, and then for the vegetables, it is 3 batches. So then I proceed further to find out how much time I will need to make all of these batches. So first of all, it's been told to me that for weighing and chopping, let's do our calculations for the first process. So for weighing and chopping, how much time do I need in total if I want to satisfy everything? So for beef, 0.25 times 4, because 4 batches, this is the number of hours that's given to you in per batch terms. So again, for chicken, it's 0.25, multiply this by 4, and then 0.4 multiplied by 3 batches that I want to make for vegetables. So you can see weighing and chopping, 3.2 hours is what I need, 2 hours is what is available with me. So I know weighing and chopping is my bottleneck. I need more, but I have less amount of hours available. We can also verify whether other options, they should ideally not be the bottleneck. So let's also check about that. So mixing and finishing, we can do the same working. 0.4 times 4 plus 0.5 times 4, and then for the vegetable one it's 0.3, and I want to make 3 batches. So I need a total of 4.5 hours, but I have 5 hours, so that's more than sufficient. I don't have a bottleneck over here. Similarly for baking, it's 2 for each, so 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4 plus 2 times 3. So the total comes to 22 hours. I already have 24. That's not a problem. So only weighing and chopping is my issue. Now, moving forward to the second requirement over here, guys, on Wednesday, due to urgent maintenance, the mixing and finishing process is identified as the bottleneck process. On this day, only 3 hours in the process are available. So you're told that mixing and finishing, this is what your bottleneck looks like, and only 3 hours are available. So assuming that the real pie company wants to maximize their profits, match the optimal production plan for Wednesday in terms of number of batches. So you have to tell how many batches of these pies we are going to make so that the profits can be maximized. So for this, we need to follow the steps that we have learned. We need to find out how much is the throughput that we are getting per unit of the limiting factor. So right now, my limiting factor is the mixing and finishing hours, which is only 3 hours. So I have to see which of these pies gives me the best throughput contribution per batch. So because I have to do my workings in sorts of batches. So what I'll do is I'll find out my throughput for all of the different products that we are manufacturing. So 4.5, and then because the company is using throughput accounting, only material costs will be subtracted to get to the throughput. So 4.5 minus 1.25, this gives me 3.25 as the contribution per batch, per unit for the beef. For the chicken, same way we can do our calculation. 4 minus 1.05 is going to give me 2.95. So I put this over here as 2.95. And then for the vegetable one also, let's see what the workings will be. 3.5 minus 0.75. So this is going to give me 2.75. So I write 2.75. This is my throughput that I'm getting per unit. Now, guys, here my entire question wants me to do the workings in sorts of batches. So I will multiply how much it gives me per batch. So if 3.25 is per unit, in one batch, I am making 30 units. That means if I calculate the contribution per batch, it will be multiplied with 30. So 3.25 times 30 gives me 97.5. This is the contribution that one batch is going to give me. Same way, I will do this working for the other products also. 2.95 times 30. 2.95 times 30 gives me 88.5. And then 2.75 times 30 gives me 82.5. So guys, these are my throughput that I will be earning on a per batch basis. Now to find out the ranking, I have to get to know that how much contribution do I get per hour of the mixing and the finishing process. So we are given that mixing and finishing, when it comes to that, how much time it is taking. So for mixing and finishing, you can see 0.4, 0.5 and 0.3. So 97.5, the hours that it is taking per batch is 0.4. So you divide this by 0.4, 97.5 divided by 0.4 gives me 243.75. So 243.75. Same way, I will do the working. I will divide by the time taken. So 88.5 divided by 0.5 gives me 177. And same way, divided by 0.3 gives me 82.5 divided by 0.3 gives me 275. So guys, these are the contributions that I will be generating, basically the throughput per hour of the limiting factor. So then I can do my ranking. The very first ranking, I will go for the vegetable one. Second ranking, I will give to the beef. And then the third ranking, I will give to the chicken. So now I have to find out my optimal production plan. So for the optimal production plan, what I will do is I will proceed ranking wise. First, I will meet out all the demand for the vegetable pies. So vegetable pies, I have a demand of maximum 90 units. So for 90 units, I need to, if I go for 30 units in one batch, then that means I will have to prepare 3 batches. So for vegetable, I prepare 3 batches. Now let me see how much time will go in doing all of this. So for vegetable, it was told to me that when it comes to the mixing and finishing process, 0.3 is what I take per batch. So that means if I've made 3 batches, 3 times 0.3, this much time is already gone. So 3 times 0.3, that means 0.9 hours are already gone. Out of the 3 hours which I have with me, 0.9 hours are already gone. Then I go towards my second ranking. What did I give my second ranking to? I gave it to the beef pie. So for the beef pie, let me see how much is the maximum demand that we have. We have 120, and for the batches of 30, that means I'm making 4 batches in total. So 4 batches multiplied by how much time does it take per batch? For the beef, it's 0.4. So 4 into 0.4 gives you 1.6 hours that have gone away. So out of the total 3 hours that you have with you, out of the 3 hours that are available on this particular day, 0.9 is gone, 1.6 is gone. That means you only have 0.5 hours now. So you make 4 batches for the beef one. And then the remaining time that we have, guys, is something that we will use for the chicken. So you can see chicken, 1 batch itself takes 0.5 hours. So that's all that I'm left with as far as the mixing and finishing process is concerned. So for chicken, I will only be able to make 1 batch. So this is how I will do the working. 3 for the vegetable, 4 for the beef, and then 1 for the chicken. Right? So proceeding towards the next question now. The Real Pie Company has done a detailed review of its products, costs and processes, and has identified potential actions to improve its throughput accounting ratio. Which 2 of the following statements will improve the TPAR? That's what's been asked from us. So first is a bulk discount on flour and butter is available from suppliers. So guys, always remember here your answer will be based upon the throughput accounting formula. So if you have a look at your TPAR, in when it comes to the calculations that you do, you take your return per factory hour divided by the cost per factory hour. And in return, you are taking the selling price, and from that you're subtracting the materials and everything. So if your material cost goes down, your return is going to improve, your throughput contribution will improve, which will ultimately improve the throughput accounting ratio. So first one is absolutely right. The restaurant customer will be given a loyalty discount. So if you're giving discounts to your customers, it's not going to improve. Your throughput contribution would rather fall down. There is an additional demand for vegetable pies in the market. Demand is nowhere in the equation for your TPAR. If you talk about the last option, the rent of the premises has been reduced for the next year. So this will reduce your factory cost. So if your factory cost goes down, your throughput accounting ratio will increase because your denominator is falling down. So this is how we will answer this question. Moving forward to the second last question basis this case study. In a previous week, the weighing and chopping process was the bottleneck and resulting throughput accounting ratio was 1.45. Which of the following statements about the throughput accounting ratio for the previous week is or are true? So the very first statement, if you have a look at this particular number, guys, it's 1.45. We know that if my throughput accounting ratio is more than 1, then I'm making profits. If it's equal to 1, I'm at a no profit, no loss. That means break even. And if it's lesser than 1, then I'm making losses. So let me read the statements one by one. The pie company's operating costs exceeded the throughput contribution from its 3 products. That's not true, because if the number is 1.45, if it's higher than 1, then my throughput has exceeded the operating costs. So 1 has to be eliminated. Second statement says less idle time in the mixing and finishing department would have improved the TPAR. So guys, it's clearly told to you that weighing and chopping process was the bottleneck. So if I'm reducing my idle time in something which is not the bottleneck, it will not help improve the TPAR. If I increase my efficiency in the bottleneck, then my TPAR will get improved. So second statement is also incorrect. Third statement says improved efficiency during the weighing and chopping process would have improved the TPAR, which is exactly what we were talking about. So 3 only. This process was my bottleneck. This was slowing me down. So if I improved over here, I started to take lesser time, I will be able to produce more number of units. This will help me improve my TPAR. So 3 only has to be the answer. Moving ahead to the last question now, guys. How much will profit increase by if the company hires the new oven and produces as many beef pies as possible? So on Friday, due to a local food festival at the weekend, the Real Pie Company is considering increasing its production of beef pies. These pies can be sold at the festival at the existing selling price. The company has unlimited capacity for weighing and mixing processes on Friday, but its 3 ovens are already fully utilized. Therefore, in order to supply the pies at the festival, Real Pie will need to hire another identical oven at a cost of $150 for the day, which will be utilized for the full 8-hour day. So guys, we already know that the oven is going to work for 8 hours. How many more beef pies can we make in 8 hours? So you can see ovens are used for baking. So every batch takes 2 hours. That means if I get 8 more hours, I will be able to produce how many batches? I will be able to produce 4 batches of beef pies. 4 batches of beef pies are going to give me a contribution of, per unit of a beef pie, gave me a contribution of 3.25. So that means 4 batches. How many units are there in a batch? 30. So that means the total contribution that I will get because of this particular oven hire will be 390. But will my profit increase by 390? No, I also have to pay for the identical oven cost of $150. So I take away 150 from here. 240 is the amount by which my profit is going to increase. So this was the Real Pie Company question solved in front of you. In the next video, we are going to meet and solve the remaining questions also from this mock exam. I wish you all the very best for your paper.